What's up, guys? I'm Dan Weisinger, and I could not be more excited to cover this. Ooh, yes, I love this subject. If you can't tell, I'm excited. This is how to win in a bidding war. And if you're familiar with the greater Phoenix area, the real estate market here in Phoenix, it's en fuego. It's muy caliente. And that's not just the summer temperatures talking. All right, I'm done. Anyway, you know, Phoenix market, it's hot right now. And potentially you find yourself in a situation where there are multiple offers, on a property. I don't know if you've been out looking for homes and, there was an open house. It was a perfect looking home. Pretty good odds that they're gonna have multiple offers on that house. It happens. So this is one of my favorite subjects. I recently just had a closing in which we beat out 10 other offers, and I used every possible strategy that I knew what to do, and oh my gosh, I could not be more excited for my clients. So without further ado, I'm just using the actual purchase contract. I'm giving my secrets away, guys. This is what I used. So purchase contract. Now we'll use the example of a house that's $500,000. Let's say this particular home right here, that beauty, is $500K, not $500, $500,000. Now potentially to create a bidding war, because inventory is super low right now here in Phoenix, let's say the listing agent priced the home at $485,000. So they price it below fair market value, knowing they would get multiple offers on this beautiful little cottage right here. So what I would do is I would make sure to do a full comprehensive search of homes and home sales neighborhood. Now, what is the max offer that we can put in without having any kind of appraisal issues? Meaning that, let's say, if we offer $530,000, but the house is actually worth $500,000, then we might have to come out of pocket $30,000 to get that price point. It's possible, but what I personally like to do is write in an escalation clause. Escalation clause, they do not come down your chimney and give you presents. But, that's a terrible joke. But let's say, all right, $485,000, the house is worth $500,000. So maybe we make an offer at $500,000 at what we think the fair market value is, but maybe it can stretch to $515,000. I think, maybe we can go to $515,000 without any appraisal issues. That's where I would cap it. We write in an escalation clause. That means we will beat out any other offer that comes through by $1,000 each time. So if someone offers $501,000, ours automatically goes to $502,000. If they offer $502,000 and so forth, all the way up to $515,000. Now, if our offer is accepted at $515,000, they have to show, the seller's agent has to show us proof that they had offers at $514,000 for us to jump up to $515,000. So they have to prove, they can't just say, oh yeah, we'll take the $515,000 because that's the max you would go to. They actually have to show us physical proof of the purchase contract. Now, the next strategy I would use is the earnest money deposit, which is a good faith deposit that goes into an escrow account, which is a third party, disinterested party, meaning that the buyers don't have access to it anymore once it's deposited, and the sellers don't have access to it. So let's say the house again is worth $500,000, $500K. And, you'll see like 1 to 2% of the purchase price for the earnest money. Meaning if you put 1% as your earnest money deposit, that's $5,000. 2% would be $10,000. So maybe you want this home so bad, so you do a 3% earnest money deposit to show how serious of a buyer you are. The other offers came in, they were offering maybe $10,000 as their earnest money deposit, and you offered 3%, so $15,000. Now, another layer you can add on to that is you could make a certain percentage of your earnest money go hard after X number of days into the contract. Now, let's say, you've passed your 10-day inspection period, and you're day 20 into a 30-day contract. So potentially, maybe you make 50% of that $15,000, 3%, go hard. So $7,500 will get automatically deposited into the seller's account. So they'll get that check, and so they know how fully committed you are to seeing that to the end, to all the way to the close. So that's another strategy that we've used as well. All right, this next one, it's actually one of my favorites too, because it doesn't involve money, but it involves the other party. So on a standard, again, not standard, but typical close of escrow, or COE, is 30 days. That means from your offer, which is accepted day 1, and then keys in hand, close, record on day 30. So, I would have a conversation with that seller, and I would ask them, why are you selling? First of all, to find out what the motivation is exactly. And then, what would be the money aside, what would be the best terms as far as close of escrow? Would you prefer the standard 30-day close? Or maybe they want to close quicker. Maybe they want to close in 20 days. If they want to close earlier and it's a financed offer, make sure you connect with your lender to see if you can actually close that quickly, because that's pretty fast if it's a finance offer. So I would have a conversation with your lender and say, hey, can we close this property in 20 days? Is that possible? But maybe the sellers want an extended close. Maybe they want 45-day close, because they had to get their affairs in order, or they have all these moving parts, or whatever the reason is. Sometimes a lot of people just throw offers at them. Here's money, quick close. And they never have these conversations with the seller or sellers. And they find out they want, another 15 days on a typical close because they just need that time for whatever reason. That goes a long way, just having that conversation, figuring out what's best for them. All right, the next thing is going to be seller concessions. Now, what that refers to is seller concessions is what helps closing costs. So if you're a buyer and say, you need some help with the closing costs, in a bidding war, probably a good idea to not have any concessions on that offer, because if they have multiple offers, I can guarantee you one of those offers won't have concessions. So sometimes you'll see, the buyer wants, $5,000 in closing costs for the seller to cover, or they want a certain percentage. I've seen like 3% seller concessions to cover the buyer's closing costs. In a bidding war, probably gonna have to get rid of this in order to beat out the other offers. All right, the next and final thing I'm gonna cover today is gonna be the due diligence period. So, as I mentioned in other videos, the standard boilerplate inspection period is gonna be 10 days. But if you're trying to beat out multiple offers, you might wanna shorten this to maybe 7 or 8 days. Make sure you can have all your inspections scheduled to get out there, but going from 10 to 7 days, which shortens your inspection period, very, very attractive to sellers. So also a good strategy that I've used as well. So are there other strategies? Of course, I'm not gonna give all my secrets away, ridiculous. But if you have questions, a lot of this, there's a lot of information on here. It can be kind of confusing if you're not familiar with it. Again, I'm always available. Feel free to reach out. I'm Dan Weisinger. Thank you so much for watching. Good luck out there. Goodbye. See you soon. Adios. Maybe Escalation Clause. I don't know why I'm singing.